Swapping out the Predator 212 for a 5,000 watt electric motor. Oh, now it's gonna be so hard to go back to gas. And picked up this 5 kilowatt motor kit. And I do want to mention because, well, I think it's pretty freaking awesome. This little guy puts out more horsepower than the Predator 212. So to match that motor, I picked up a Behemoth 76 volt 20 amp hour battery. This thing is gonna be awesome. But first we need to test this all out. It really is foolproof. Blue to blue, green to green, yellow to yellow. Yeah, baby, let's go throw it on the cart. Hurdle number 1. The mounting for that electric motor is, as you would guess, not the same as a 212. Now, I wanted to keep those existing mounting slots just so then I had adjustment for the chain tension. So to do that, I'm making a bolt-on adapter that will go on top of that existing plate. And now I took some channel and some flat plate. This is just scrap I had lying around. You can use whatever you have, whether it be angle iron, tubing, whatever it is. You just need to get something with a little height and then some distance to put it out over your axle or shaft, whatever it is that your chain will be attached to. Now this may be ugly, but it is solid. For those of you that want the finer details of how I took a Harbor Freight hand truck, which, yes, this purple frame was once one of those, and turned it into a sweet drift cart, well, check out the link in the description. Now I need to move the seat back. 1, to give me more legroom, and 2nd, because I want to center the weight as much as I can, so I'll be putting the battery up here underneath the steering wheel. Scrounged through the scrap pile and picked out some bar stock, and I'm welding it directly to the frame. As to not have the battery sliding all over the place, I whipped up these little angle brackets. For that throttle cable, you can specify in the kit whether you'd rather have the twist throttle, like on a bike, or a pull style. Now, as to keep my pedal setup the same, I went with the pull style, and thus needed to add another bracket to hold that in place. I know, I could have easily just extended one of those seat brackets and attached it on there, but I didn't, so here we are. The kit does not come with any cable, so I just picked one up from the Zon Gods. It loops through right through the housing, and since it's going to be a custom length, I did need to add a little fabricated screw. Hey, maybe you shouldn't tighten down that bolt too much, is what I wish I would have said 5 seconds earlier, because yes, it totally sheared off that bolt, so I get to make another one. What does what mean? Now with the throttle all hooked up, it works beautifully. And so why am I yet again hacking up this frame? Well, the previous cart had a smaller number 35 sprocket, and that fit perfectly within the frame. The kit from Electroco, it came with a number 42 size chain, and the only sprocket that I had was bigger, and so hacking away it is. Now I'm on to adding the live axle, the brake drums, bearings, and then lastly the chain. And don't forget that master link, and we've got some perfect tension here. Woo, baby! Hey, it works! I'm happy with that test. But if you also notice when you take out part of the main support, it tends to twist the frame. And this is doing it all while up here on the table, so as you can imagine, it will be that much worse while riding. Not sponsored, but one of my favorite tools is this Evolution miter chop saw. This thing is an absolute beast. Now, as you can see with the issue I was having with that sprocket that comes out, so I'm just going to be extending this back support out with some 1-inch square tubing. Now if I can find any room back here in between the motor and the seat, I am gonna add this little bracket for the controller, and then we should be about done. Tires are the same as before, and I'm even using some of those leftover PVC sleeves. The battery's all hooked up, let's do a little cable maintenance, and oh baby, we are set. Now the first thing I noticed was how much easier it is to actually control the power with this electric motor versus, say, the gas Predator 212. Now with the gas engine, it really was difficult and took a long time for me to actually be able to drift. And with the electric motor, if you really want to get up and go, take off those sleeves and the instant torque is unreal. Oh, this is by far my new favorite build. I don't think I can go back to gas now.